And the IDA is at the chamber.
That's cool, then.
So,
I'm not right
we just put, I
200 years
put
ago,
another
I
question on
like up this way for the big
and I told
solar
security.
panel. There were no regulations at the time. He completely blocked out his neighbor's yard.
I don't remember. I'm not from around here, so but that would have been interesting.
Maybe he's just kind of snarky about it. I mean, there were no rules against it, but
here.
nobody had ever done it before.
And to your neighbor,
How's the, best operating?
So you have this.
It's a good neighbor.
Oh, really?
So we're missing a
It's at the
dog.
Chamber of Commerce, I guess.
Yeah, but I'll get them some.
All right. Everybody's here, who's supposed to be here and wants to be here, okay? Oh, you did?
Yes.
When's the
August
date?
15th.
Okay. Very good, all right. What's that? Okay, good evening, welcome to the September 6th Town Board meeting. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Teresa, if you call the roll.
Councilwoman Flood. Here. Councilwoman Standart. Here. Councilman Morelli.
Here.
Councilwoman Walloway. Here. Supervisor Barrett.
Here, entertain a motion to approve town board meeting minutes of August 15th.
So moved.
Relative to the minutes,
Yes.
Tony, did you want
I was gonna make a motion, but if you wanna
to,
go.
go ahead.
So I have one proposed amendment to the minutes, specifically with regard to resolution 211. I believe it's page 202, specifically the Mow Road Trail Gap closure. On the last line, it states, Councilwoman Standard stated she will be voting no on the resolution due to political contributions received by Louisi Brothers at Town Hall. I went back at
Is that on 202, page 202?
page 202, fifth line.
Okay.
I went back and watched the video and it confirmed my recollection. I believe what was being spoken about was a phone call received at Town Hall, not a political contribution received at Town Hall. So I would like that, we can either amend or delete that line. I think that would be a more accurate portrayal of the discussion that evening.
Relative to that topic, I had emails back and forth from myself and Matt Andrews on that day, and from myself and the supervisor on that day, which demonstrates that the phone call was handled completely appropriately. And there was no contribution at Town Hall. What there was the use by Mr. Andrews of town equipment on town time for town politics with Councilwoman Standard. So these are emails, original emails from April 4th, which show how the call was handled. I'd like those to be amended with the minutes, kept with the minutes, to demonstrate what actually happened.
Then I'd like to request to have these minutes tabled, please, so that I could go over them.
So then I would, so is that, should I withdraw my motion?
Yeah, I think I'm withdraw.
So I'll withdraw my motion. I'll make a motion to table the minutes.
I'll second. Councilwoman Flood. Yes. Councilwoman Standart. Yes. Councilman Morelli.
Yes.
Councilwoman Walloway. Yes. Supervisor Barrett.
Yes. Communications and announcements, well, sadly, the unofficial end of summer is here, and camps and pools and other activities have come to a close, unfortunately. But we move on and look forward to new things on the horizon, mainly Farm Fest, which is coming up. It's our 29th edition. And we have a lot of great stops that you can make. And it's going to be an exciting event on the 17th and 18th of this month. Mike, is there anything you want to add about that? I know your department's been working hard to get this, to get the whole event organized, posters, brochures, which all came out great, by the way.
And
Looked
they're
very
out.
nice. Thank
They're
you.
out right now. We got them out to, I think 35 posters and the 8 thank you posters. And 2,000 flyers. Some have been delivered, the others will be delivered this week.
Great, great. Yeah, I do want to thank our event sponsors too, Tradewinds Farm, Absco Fence, All Seasons Equipment, Warren Fain, Robinson's Ace Hardware, Buddy's Tree Service, and Saratoga National Bank and Trust. So I do want to thank them. Thank all of our participating farms for being a part of it. But there's a lot to go over here. I won't go through all the events, but check out the website, cliftonpark.org, or grab a brochure here at Town Hall. Also want to mention it was great that the EMT class for students that I started working from the county level, which came out of a conversation between myself and Mike McAvoy back in July of 21 and July 4th about the concern about the level and numbers of people that are interested in being EMTs and that are getting into EMTs, paramedics, in that whole industry. So we started a pilot program that offered free EMT training. Clifton Park and Shen students were part of the pilot program. 6 students stepped forward to take the training, and they basically gave up their summer. Very intense training, a lot of time involved. They've ridden on ambulances that are going to live calls, so they have a lot of real life experience already as well. And the program just received an award from New York State School Board Association, Champions of Change Award, which was presented at Shen at a ceremony last week. And like I said, we have 6 students from Shen that are completing the program. And I told them more than once during the training that because they have been successful, because they are completing the training and will move on to be able to move on to a job or utilize their training in volunteer fire service, whatever the case may be, because they have successfully completed the program has a tremendous amount of credibility, and it'll give us the ability to open up this program county-wide next year. So that's what I'm going to be working toward, is offering this program, this free EMT training county-wide next year. So it'll, of course, still include Shen, but I know there's a lot of students across the county that would also be interested in taking this very intense training course that will prepare them for a career in the future. So very proud of the program, and look forward to more good things on that front. Any other communications and announcements?
I have one.
Yes.
The town board was passed last week, announced an initiative to revitalize the Veterans Memorial over on the Common. This has been an effort that we discussed during the budget process last year. It's something that I think is very exciting to me and a lot of people in the community. There's been a press release about it. It's on our website. There's now a veterans section that you can get to on our website, but specifically, it allows people in our town, residents in our town, to purchase bricks. They're 6x9. Cost is $100. We're trying to get as many people to purchase these for the next several months as we can. We probably commence construction in 2023, and it's an opportunity to recognize a loved one, past or present, who served in the military. So it could be someone that's serving now, it can be someone that served years ago and that has since passed, but it can be a unit, it could be a ship, it could be a certain fighting unit maybe that someone was a part of. But it's a really a neat opportunity to recognize and remember service members, current, past or present. If you know, there's a lot of other municipalities that have similar projects, and it's pretty, once it's done, it's pretty impactful when, you know, friends and family members, or perhaps the service member themselves, you know, can go, you know, in a year or 2 years onto the, or anywhere in the future, go onto the common and look for their brick, or look for their loved one's brick, and remember the service and sacrifice that they put forth on behalf of our country. So it's an initiative that I think we all could take a great amount of pride in. It's something that's been discussed for a long time, and now it's finally coming to fruition. So I just wanted to make sure that got some, you know, we discussed it a little here tonight.
Right, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we do have a number of resolutions for consideration. Teresa, if you could read those, please.
Resolution to authorize the purchase of server and security upgrades for the town's computer network under a New York State contract. Whereas the town has been updating its information technology and processes throughout Town Hall to improve access to information and applications for residents, employees, and officials. And whereas the town board wishes to authorize the purchase of server and security upgrades as recommended by the town's IT consultant ABS Solutions to maintain a secure and updated computer network environment. And whereas ABS Solutions has provided a quote for wireless routing, firewall, and security available under New York State umbrella contract that will provide the employees with secure email and document storage as they conduct town business at a total cost not to exceed $90,546 for equipment and support under PEPPM contracts number 528897-251 and 530205-001, and New York State umbrella contract number PM 20820. And whereas ABS Solutions has also provided labor costs for the network security upgrade for an estimated 65 hours totaling $10,037.50. Now therefore be it resolved that the town is authorized to accept the attached proposals for network security upgrades and labor, and be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to transfer $100,583.50 from unassigned fund balance to the general fund town hall equipment. A resolution authorizing 2 change orders to the existing contract with Best Paving and Seal Coating Incorporated for the Riverview Park District Athletic Court construction project. Whereas the town has an existing grant contract with Best Paving and Seal Coating authorized by resolution number 134, 2021 on June 7th, 2021 for improvements to the sports court in the Riverview Park District. And whereas by resolution number 281 of 2021, the town authorized a no-cost time extension for the project. And whereas the town board wishes to authorize change order number 1 for time and material to fill and compacting in the amount of $3,000. And whereas the town board also wishes to authorize change order number 2 for a combined amount of $21,235 as quoted in the original bid to include alternate number 2, Westchester Drive Park Gate, and alternate number 3, Westchester Drive Park Side Fence Section and Stagger Fence. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board authorizes change orders number 1 and 2 for the Riverview Park District sports courts opened on April 28, 2021 to be paid with proceeds from the bond resolution authorized in resolution number 133 of 2021. A resolution to authorize the purchase of additional hardware for use by the Building and Development Department staff due to the upgraded parcel management software. Whereas the town has been updating its information technology and process through Town Hall to improve access to information and applications for residents, employees, and officials. And whereas resolution number 96 of 2022 authorized the purchase of large screen monitors for planned review rooms in various locations in Town Hall. And whereas the Director of Building and Development wishes to relocate 2 existing workstations to the review rooms in the department and upgrade the workstations for the principal typist. And whereas the clerks and building inspectors will each require desktop monitors capable of displaying the submitted plans and applications. And whereas ABS Solutions has provided quotes for the equipment under New York State umbrella contract number PM 20820 in an amount not to exceed $6,233. Now therefore be it resolved that the town is authorized to accept the attached proposals for computer equipment, and be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to transfer $1,427 from Building and Development Training Conferences to Building and Development Computer. A resolution authorizing conversion work on 2 new vehicles acquired for the public safety and animal control staff, including warning lights, lettering, striping, and radios, per the quotation from the Auto Solutions of New York. Whereas by resolution number 106 of 2022, the town board authorized the Director of Safety and Security to purchase 2 2022 Dodge Ram 1500 4x4 pickup trucks for the use by the public safety and animal control staff, respectively. And whereas on August 26, 2022, bids were opened on a solicitation for safety and security vehicle conversion work to fit the vehicles out with accessories and equipment for security use pursuant to Section 103 of the General Municipal Law. And whereas Auto Solutions of New York, Scotia, New York, submitted the sole responsive bid at $28,024.33 total for the conversion of the 2 vehicles. And whereas Louis Pasquarel, Director of Safety and Security, and Terry Cook, Director of Animal Control, have reviewed the bids and recommend that the bid for the conversion work be awarded to Auto Solutions of New York Incorporated as sole bidder. Now therefore be it resolved that the directors are authorized to engage Auto Solutions of New York to complete the conversion in an amount not to exceed $28,024.33 for 2 vehicles as outlined, to be paid through municipal lease financing consistent with the purchase of the vehicle. A resolution awarding a bid for the crushing of soil, stone, dust, and aggregates for highway repair purposes to SM Galavan LLC. Whereas the town maintains a storage facility and overflow grounds for use by the Highway Department, Buildings and Grounds, Sewer Department for construction, staging, and storage activities. And whereas these departments utilize the facility for the deposit of soil, asphalt, cement, and related aggregate construction debris following improvement projects from time to time. And whereas the accumulated material has value to the Highway Department if recycled into material suitable for use as construction materials for roadway shoulders. And whereas Highway Superintendent Bull sought sealed bids from vendors in the construction, sand, and travel industries for prices to crush construction spoils, stone, dust, and aggregates into recycling shoulder material pursuant to General Municipal Law, Chapter 103. And whereas SM Galavan LLC submitted the lowest responsive bid in the amount of $38,100 for the accumulated material. Now therefore be it resolved that Highway Superintendent Bull is authorized to retain SM Galavan LLC, Cohoes, New York, for the crushing and recycling of construction debris into stone dust for highway shoulder purposes per the August 19, 2022 bid, to be paid with a transfer from assigned fund balance to Highway Fund General Construction Other Contractual. A resolution authorizing the comptrollers to transfer funds for the highways or for the town historian. Whereas John Shearer, town historian, has requested funds to acquire certain specialized storage items for archival materials. And whereas Mr. Shearer has provided an estimate for specifically treated and configured items for the keeping and storage of artifacts in the amount of $1,500. And whereas the town board supports the proper treatment and storage of archival items of historic significance. Now therefore be it resolved that the comptroller is authorized to transfer the sum of $1,500 from contingency funds, other contractual, to town historian equipment for the purchase of shelving units from www.granger.com. A resolution extending the contract for town buildings cleaning and maintenance agreement with WJS Ultimate Cleaning and Floors for said services. Whereas on November 16, 2021, the town opened bids for janitorial services, and the lowest bid was received from our current contractor, WJS Ultimate Cleaning and Floors LLC, 321 Linden Street, Schenectady, New York, an amount not to exceed $62,831.79 for cleanings. Now therefore be it resolved that the town and WJS Ultimate Cleaning and Floors extend the agreement to provide janitorial services for town-owned buildings per the attached breakdown by building in a total amount not to exceed $62,831.79 for cleanings beginning August 1st, 2022 until July 31st, 2023, to be paid as following. Town Hall would be $15,937.82 annually. Public Safety, $9,194.89. Sewer Department, $3,677.96. Buildings and Grounds, $5,516.94. Gross Tavern, $1,838.98. Highway Department, $6,436.43. Locust Lane Clubhouse, $5,516.94. Locust Lane Maintenance Building, $612.99. Clifton Park Senior Center, $12,259.86. Transfer Station, $1,838.98. And be it further resolved that the charges for 2023 be included in the 2023 budget process, and be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to sign the attached contract amendment number 2 for cleaning services for the town-owned facilities as listed. A resolution approving job descriptions for certain positions and department heads. Whereas as a result of the retirements of Mila Kramer and Stephen Myers, the town board promotes employees within the Parks and Recreation, Building and Development, and Planning departments. And whereas by resolution number 203 of 2022, the town board promoted Wade Schoenborn to lead the building department and transferred responsibility for zoning administration to Scott Reese. And by resolution number 204 of 2022, promoted Michael Warner to lead the Parks and Recreation department. And whereas the town attorney has worked with Saratoga County Human Resources to update the relevant job descriptions for affected positions to reflect the current functions of those titles, and has recommended that the town board adopt the attached job descriptions as approved by the county HR department. Now therefore be it resolved that the attached descriptions and title changes are approved effective immediately. Wade Schoenborn to Director of Building and Development from Director of Building and Zoning, and Scott Reese to Zoning Administrator and Stormwater Management Officer from the Stormwater Technician, and Michael Warner to Director of Parks and Recreation from Director of Parks, Recreation, and Human Services as attached. A resolution hiring a laborer for the Clifton Park Highway Department. Whereas Dan Bull, Superintendent of Highways, wished to hire a full-time laborer replacing the vacancy created by the retirement of Stephen Roberts, motor equipment operator. And whereas Mr. Bull has conducted interviews and has recommended that the hiring of Mr. Kevin Kroll, Clifton Park, as a grade 4 step 1 at a rate of $22.44 an hour and a salary of $46,675. And whereas Mr. Kroll has worked as seasonal help with the Highway Department and has shown great interest in the many responsibilities of the department. Now therefore be it resolved that Mr. Kroll be hired as a full-time laborer as a grade 4 step 1 at a rate of $22.44 an hour and a salary of $46,675, and be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to transfer $8,617 from Highway Fund General Construction Laborer to the Highway Fund General Construction K. Kroll, $6,283 from Highway Fund Snow Removal Laborer to the Highway Fund Snow Removal K. Kroll. A resolution appointing Yule Cook as an MEO Light in the Department of Buildings and Grounds, whereas an opening exists for an MEO Light position within the Department of Buildings and Grounds, and whereas the position is unclassified, and whereas Daniel Clemens, Director of Buildings, Parks and Recreation, has interviewed Yule Cook and has asked for authorization to retain Mr. Cook as an MEO Light to fill the position, and whereas Mr. Cook has the background, education, training, and experience necessary for the position. Now therefore be it resolved that Yule Cook is hereby appointed as MEO Light to be compensated at a grade 4 step 1, $22.11 an hour, and be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to transfer $14,900 from General Fund Transfer Station employee to General Fund Transfer Station employee to fund the position. A resolution changing the position of recreation leader in the Office of Parks Recreation to a full-time position, whereas by resolution number 78 of 2022, the town board established a position of half-time recreation leader for a work week of up to 25 hours per week. And whereas Megan Babin Breyer was appointed by resolution number 126 of 2022 as a half-time recreation leader at grade 4, step 1, year 1, pending a future civil service test schedule, and has indicated interest in a full-time employment. And whereas it would be in the best interest of the department and the town that the position be expanded to a full-time position, now therefore be it resolved that Megan Babin Dreyer, Clifton Park, is hereby appointed as full-time recreation leader for the town of Clifton Park, effective immediately and pending civil service certification. And be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to transfer $5,600 from unassigned fund balance to general fund Parks and Recreation employee. A resolution adopting amendments to the employees authorized to approve purchases per the town's procurement policy, whereas pursuant to the General Municipal Law, Section 104B, the town has adopted a written procurement policy to facilitate the acquisitions of goods and services at the lowest price to the taxpayer under the circumstances of the town's needs in the marketplace. And whereas pursuant to the town's procurement policy, certain employees are authorized to approve purchases pursuant to relevant statutory and policy guidelines. And whereas the town board now wishes to update the list of employees authorized to approve purchases as of September 2022 attached to reflect promotions and transfers made within the departments. Now therefore be it resolved that the list of employees authorized to approve purchases per the town's procurement policy is hereby amended as attached. A resolution appointing Heather N. Brondy as a member of the Clifton Park Water Authority. Whereas due to the resignation of Alexis Osborne from the Clifton Park Water Authority, a vacancy exists on the board, and whereas Heather N. Brondy, Ballston Lake, has been recommended to fill the position. And whereas Ms. Brondy's presence on the Clifton Park Water Authority will confer a benefit to the town of Clifton Park. Now therefore be it resolved that Heather N. Brondy is hereby appointed to the Clifton Park Water Authority for the remainder of a 5-year term to expire December 31st, 2025.
Okay. Questions on the resolutions? John? Okay. Teresa, if you can read the headings, and we'll consider each resolution individually.
Resolution number 218 of 2022, a resolution to authorize the purchase of server and security upgrades for the town's computer network under the New York State contract.
Second.
So these would be upgrades to firewall and a server. Do you have any additional information on this, Mark?
Yeah, so the firewall, we're going to replace the Meraki's that we have with Sophos firewalls. That is ending in October, so that's the initial driver of this. And then to replace,
You mean the firewall that's currently in place?
the firewall that we currently have in place, it's comparable, if not better than what we have currently right now. A lot of people, when talking with our consultant, are moving away from Meraki's, and they're moving away from the Meraki's and going to Sophos. Then the server is also there. It needs to be replaced. One of the things in my discussions with Ryan is that Dell is getting to the point where that one, the server we have will not be supported by Dell. We could get a third-party support on the server, but the logical thing would be is to replace the server, and then the last one is just support on that server. So that's where that is. Right now, the labor to install the server is not here, but my understanding it's going to take a while for the server to get here. So
yeah,
we'll adjust that when it comes in.
Yeah, we just need to make sure we're prepared based on the life expectancy of these two items, and ensuring that our infrastructure, IT infrastructure, continues to be very sound.
And the server, just so you know, the server that we've had has, and what Matt could potentially, we've had that server for 7 or 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Okay, very good. Discussion.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 219 of 2022, a resolution authorizing two change orders to the existing contract with Best Paving and Seal Coating Incorporated for the Riverview Park District Athletic Court Reconstruction Project.
So moved.
Excuse me.
Very good. Yes.
Teresa, before you talk about the substance, there's the reference in the first whereas clause to a grant contract. That's a mistake. That's not a grant contract, so that word can come out. It's just a contract.
We do like grant contracts.
We do.
Yes, yes, so if we could work on that, I'd appreciate it. Dan, give us an update on this project. Great final product. Took a little bit to get there, but
Yeah, it did, and it is finally done. Everything looks pretty nice. So the first change order is pretty straightforward. When they started prepping the courts at Westchester, they found some buried tree debris. So branches and sticks and things that will decompose, cause problems. So we had to dig it out and replace it with crusher run, tamped in, and build it back up. So that's pretty straightforward. Lots of pictures there in the packet. You can see what it was and what was done. The second change order, there was, I guess, some confusion in there between myself and the engineer, and when I didn't, I guess, I'll put the blame on me, I didn't review the resolution good enough before I went to you. The two side fences were what the Park District wanted at Westchester, so they were included, they were done, because that's what they wanted, but it was not in the, it was in the contract, but it was not in the resolution that you passed. So we need to make this change order so that they get paid for this work. So when you put the sides on, we had to put an access for a vehicle to get through, so that's the one big double gate. So we have it so you can open it and walk through, and then we have a bigger section padlock, so if we have to get out there with a vehicle, we can open up and go out there. And then the pass-through gate was also requested by the Park District, because people seem to like to lock their dogs in the tennis courts and disappear for a while. So having this pass-through gate makes it so people cannot do that. So that's what the second change order is. It's for the side fence and the gates. It is done, and it is what they wanted.
questions for Dan? Okay, Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 220 of 2022, a resolution to authorize the purchase of additional hardware for use by the Building and Development Department staff due to the upgraded parcel management software.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Any update here, Mark?
So this one is, they're taking the two computers that are currently in the principal typist that they're using right now. They're going to transfer those to the big TV monitors that are in their conference room, so that they can run the Citizen Serve software off of those. And then the monitors are going to be 27-inch monitors for all the individuals, so they can actually see the plans without killing their eyes onto the screen. Because everything right now is being electronically submitted.
Okay.
And what we're doing is we're just taking money from the travel and conference line, which they didn't totally use in 2022, and transferring it to the computer line, and that'll take care of everything in the for this in their own budget line. They're paying 100% of this. The buildings and grounds, or the building department is paying for 100% of these expenditures.
Good. So it's a follow-up investment on an investment we've already made, in essence. All right, any questions for Mark? Okay, Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 221 of 2022, a resolution authorizing conversion work on 2 new vehicles acquired for the public safety and animal control staff, including warning lights, lettering, striping, and radios, per the quotation from Auto Solutions of New York.
So moved.
Second.
Wow. The new animal control truck, is that what I'm seeing here?
Yes.
Finally came in, right?
Oh, no, it hasn't come in yet, but it's anticipating
Yeah.
soon.
Well, let's hope. Anything you'd like to add here, Terry? Would you like to come up and?
No,
Presentation.
I'm perfectly happy with the way Teresa read it. I'm thrilled.
It's an insight. But you've been quite busy this summer.
Yes, she has.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, so thanks for staying on top of things despite the very busy summer that animal control has experienced. And with, personnel changes and new personnel coming on, I know that hasn't been easy as far as the training goes, so thanks for your efforts.
And thanks for all the backup and support on the court cases. It's a pleasure to work with you over there.
You're welcome.
It's a compliment, don't
I
worry.
know, but look who's.
That's embarrassed Terry even more.
All right. Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standart?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 222 of 2022, a resolution awarding a bid for the crushing of soil, stone, dust, and aggregates for highway repair purposes to SM Gallivan LLC.
So moved.
Second.
The crushing of aggregates. So, Dan?
Yep,
How
so-
do we make out here?
So we do this every few years. We have something down at Railroad called a spoils pile. When Dan wants to drop stuff off, the sewer department wants to drop stuff off, we drop stuff off. We collect it, and once every few years, we hire a company to come in and crush it all down into new material. It's a huge recycling program and helps us get the material that we need and that we want to work with. So this will also help to make up some extra room at the at Railroad, which we want to keep open because when we have our hazardous waste day, we can't put our tents anywhere. We can't have hazardous waste day. So make some extra room that way.
I looked at the bid documents and there was a bid bond requirement in there. And I see that they provided a check in the amount of 10% of the bid. Is that standard operating procedure for you guys? Is that?
It's not standard, but with such a small amount, it didn't seem like it was that. We usually don't ask for a bid bond above below $50,000. But Teresa and I were talking, and everything seems to be having a bid bond in it lately, so we do.
Right. And so you just hold this and then send it back when the job's done?
Correct.
We have had other bids where they provide a check.
Okay. Very good. Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standart?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 223 of 2022, a resolution authorizing the comptroller to transfer funds for the town historian.
So moved.
Second.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yeah, these are the shelves that we talked about before. They're very specialized and treated to keep all of the historical documents that are at the in the historical room at the library. And I would encourage people, if you have not stopped in there, it is so many treasures in there. It is worth the stop to go into that historical room at the library in Clifton Park. There's stuff there that will blow your mind away, but it's really important that they properly store it. They can't just put it on any old type of shelf. It won't last. It changes the color of things. It changes the materials decompose. So these shelves are really important, and they're going to expand that room. As far as right now, there's a table where meetings can be held on one side, and all of the archives are on the other side. They're going to make more space once these shelves come in so that there can be more storage for all of the artifacts that they do have, as well as still keeping that table, but they're going to expand it because of the shelving. So this will be a good addition to that room.
Very good.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standart?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 224 of 2022, a resolution extending the contract for town buildings cleaning maintenance agreement with WJS Ultimate Cleaning and Floors for said services.
So moved.
Dan, any update here? We tabled, well, we extended it for about a month, but that month is up.
Yeah, so during this month, I've had a few conversations with Councilwoman Wallet, had some discussions with Mr. Session, the owner of the company, and they came in right away with a bigger crew and tried to pile some of his issues that there were that caused this to be tabled at that time. I still think there's probably some room to go, and we decided to start having scheduled regular meetings with Mr. Session during this next year, so we kind of keep on top of his issues. I don't want to, he's a very motivated guy. He wants to do a good job. He tries really hard, but I'm certainly willing to be in the middle, be that liaison between any department that has any issues. Just let me know, and I'll certainly sit with Mr. Session, and we will work it out, make sure that things are clean to the standard that the town expects.
A couple of the areas that were pointed out, it looked as though there was some, it might be on us, because it looked like there was some rust on those plates. And I think that might have been adding to the issue in the crevices there.
That can't be clean, that needs to be.
Yeah, either cleaned or replaced by us.
Yes, sir.
So if you could check on those if you haven't already, and if we need to remove those plates, get some new ones in there, let's do that.
We have already looked into getting those doors fixed and replaced. We're currently working on getting some pricing together and some ideas. There's a couple different thoughts on the way to go with it, so we haven't decided exactly what we're going to do, but they do need attention. There's a couple of entry doors to the town hall that do.
And the mechanism for an employee that sees something not being done appropriately is just to email you. So I'm thinking like public
Sure.
safety building or something like that.
Yes.
Those folks would just email you.
Yeah, it'd be best if they go through their department head, I think, and then do it by email to me. And I can, so I have regular meetings that start tomorrow, and I can contact them at any time too. I can text with Mr. Session and anything too. So if it's something dire, we can certainly get him right out here. He's here every day in town hall, 5 days a week, so it won't be a problem getting out here.
That's a great idea and a great compromise. Maybe just let all department heads know that, so let
Sure.
them know to contact you. It's a great idea.
I can do that.
This is a sealed bid, so are those bids even still active, or if we were looking elsewhere, would we have to start that whole process again?
If you're looking elsewhere, you have to start that
So
one.
that would be a long effort.
Whatever that takes, it's a bid with an appropriate advertising time and opening and, so whatever a sealed bid ordinarily is for this type of work. It's a tough labor market. These guys are in the middle of it as well. So, that was, that was the concern when it got tabled is, what was the fix? But I think everybody working together came up with a good fix.
I agree.
Yeah, there's no doubt labor markets for all businesses are difficult. I don't know if that's the case with this business, but if it's not the case with this business, they are in the vast minority. So, all right, very good.
Mr. Supervisor.
Yes.
I thank Dan for his patience and the telephone calls. We will be meeting tomorrow with the contractor to go over the specs. And I also asked Dan if it would be possible, he has an employee that's in our buildings frequently. And if that employee could do a walkthrough occasionally and then report back to him and he would report back to us. Also consult the people who have issues, complaints or group complaints. If Dawn can check with them too and see if it's still current. And then we also talked about monthly meetings with the contractor so that we can keep up on what's going on and keep on top of things and keep going over the specs if necessary.
Communication.
Yeah. Okay, very good.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Stanberg?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallen?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 225 of 2022. I will say that resolution number 8 that was on the agenda was postponed requested by this department for the next town board meeting. So this is resolution number 9 on the agenda. Resolution number 225 of 2022, a resolution approving job descriptions for certain positions and department heads. Second.
Yeah, we've had some great deal of movement with responsibilities and personnel and more to come. And we've experienced that over the last few years through retirements. We were very sad to lose Steve Myers, who was head of our building department and also the town zoning officer. I just want to say how much our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. I want to say Steve was a longtime volunteer firefighter, both in the town of Colony for many years, as well as the West Crescent Fire District here. And I want to commend the West Crescent firefighters for just an incredible tribute to Steve that evening of his wake. And it was truly a touching and very nice tribute to Steve. So with Steve ultimately retiring just prior to his death, Wade Schoenborn, who has been a long-time employee in the department, has vast and diverse experience within the department, and has also been right in the middle of personnel changes that have occurred and helping to train and the new personnel that have come on board the last few years. He's done a great job with that, assisting Steve in that effort, and overall just ensuring that the very busy department continues to run in an efficient manner. Max, you're one of those newer personnel that came on, has done a great job. So we can't fully replace Steve. His years of experience, his knowledge in many different areas of engineering, zoning, fire inspection, etc. All fire sciences. So can't possibly replace that kind of experience and expertise overnight. There's just no way to do that. However, we do have some very solid people that are stepping forward that also have experience and knowledge that they will be utilizing to further the efforts and the operations of Town Hall. So again, namely Wade Schoenborn, as I mentioned before, and Scott Reese and Mike Warner stepping forward and taking on new roles here within the town. So we certainly continue to support them each and every day, and I know they'll continue to work hard every day to get the job done and for the residents and businesses of Clifton Park. Anything you want to add here, Tom?
Not really, just the substantive changes were really in the zoning administrator's description. Those functions that Steve had done as the zoning enforcement officer were transferred to Scott, and he retained his technical tasks with stormwater, but advanced to the officer, giving him enforcement powers that used to run through Steve based on Scott's advice. The building, the description for Wade really just had to do, any changes really had to do with the title and the title of the department, because the zoning functions were being removed. Parks and Recreation description, when I saw it in June, when Mrs. Kramer retired, I noticed some things that were listed on there that we simply don't do. So that set in motion some of the work. There were references in there to, on the human services side of the description. The county had the job listed as directing activities of the Community Services Council that advised local agencies in venereal disease clinics, and prenatal clinics, and suicide prevention clinics. That the Parks and Rec office hasn't done those things since I've been here, at least. Same thing with aging, drug abuse prevention, and environmental rehabilitation. Those aren't primary functions of the job as I knew it and as I worked with Mrs. Kramer. Town disaster coordinator, those functions were not with her. Community services budget, those functions were not with her. So we, working with actually Jean in your office and myself and the Human Resources Office at the county, we modernized and updated the description only to bring it current to what was being done. And we specifically referenced some of the festivals and activities that the department runs that are so popular. So those were the changes there. And the three of them were all done together because they sort of happened over the same period of time.
Okay. All right, any other discussion? Okay, Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Standart,
Yes.
Councilman Morelli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz.
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett.
Yes.
Resolution number 226 of 2022, a resolution hiring a laborer for the Clifton Park Highway Department.
All right, Dan, Kevin's here.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, Kevin started working with us back in May. He immediately became an individual that we could rely on doing a good job and work hard. By month 3, I think working supervisors were arguing over who was going to get you for the day. So if we can have somebody, to our ranks that people are fighting to have on their crew, we're always willing to do that. He's been a great addition to us. He's been very good to work with, and he brings a great personality and a great attitude to work every day, and that's what we like seeing.
Right.
And he's here today. I kind of joked for him to dress up, but he ended up dressing up. So
You look great, Kevin.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Just don't wear that tomorrow morning.
yeah, don't worry.
Unless you have an assignment, I don't know.
No.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
We welcome you as part of the team, and thanks for doing a great job. And we know you'll continue to work very hard on behalf of the residents of Clifton Park.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. All right. Teresa.
Councilwoman Flood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Standart.
Yes.
Councilman Morelli.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz. Supervisor Barrett.
Yes.
Resolution number 227 of 2022, a resolution appointing Yul Cook as MEO Light in the Department of Buildings and Grounds.
Second.
All right. Mr. Cook is currently seasonal at Buildings and Grounds and has been since spring, right? Spring of this year.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about Mr. Cook. This would be an appointment to mainly be working at the transfer station.
Yeah, that's correct. So really have a very similar story here as Kevin is a guy who came in, seasonal help, and just instantly started doing a heck of a job. And you see his name on pretty much every work order that's done was Yul, and he was also very popular with all our senior guys. We want Yul on our crew. He's done a ton of work. He's got some training in heavy equipment operating and heavy equipment maintenance, which will be kind of helpful down there with the loader and the bigger trucks and stuff that we run down at the transfer station. Yul's got a really good, positive attitude, very happy person. You always seems always laughing, very friendly. So I think he'll be a nice addition down the transfer station and greeting with the public, helping them out. Anybody comes in with something heavy, that's the man you want right there because he could pick up the whole car and put it in the dumpster if you wanted to. So, yeah, I look forward to having Yule full-time. He's been great so far, and I think he's gonna get even better as time goes on.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to keep him on the team, there's no doubt, due to his many talents and work ethic, as you mentioned. And I think down at the transfer station in particular, not only is attitude important, but how you're interacting with residents. And I think he'll definitely be a positive influence in that regard as well. So that's good. I'm glad he was interested in the position, and like I said, it'd be great to make him a permanent part of the team.
Agree.
All right. Very good. Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard,
Yes.
Councilman Morelli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz,
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett.
Yes.
Resolution number 228 of 2022, a resolution changing the position of recreation leader in the Office of Parks and Recreation to a full-time position.
So moved.
Ms. Walloway?
Yeah, thank you. Megan has become a huge asset to the Parks and Recreation staff. Her skills have added for more publicity for the programs and events. And she's been an important part in adding support to staff and especially the residents. This is one of our busiest departments, and moving Megan from half-time to full-time will increase the productivity in response to public. She's really good. She's very talented.
Yeah, she is.
Yes, the brochures are some examples. She's added a whole new realm to the publicity of our events and putting together the events. I'm very proud of her.
Yeah, she also worked on the posters with Mike, right?
Yeah.
Mike, what are your impressions of Megan so far since you've been part of the department?
She's a game changer. She adds to the team. She completes the team. She takes initiative. She helps everybody else out. And she has diverse talents in social media, computers, which I think the rest of the department lack, and she completes everything else. So she's a home run.
Right. Yeah, I concur with both Councilwoman Wallowitz and Mike on that assessment of Megan's work ethic and abilities. And she's been a great addition to the department. Any other discussion? Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard,
Yes.
Councilman Morelli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz,
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett.
Yes.
Resolution number 229 of 2022, a resolution adopting amendments to the employees authorized to approve purchases per the town's procurement policy.
So moved.
Second.
All right, so we have some changes to reflect changes in various positions here in the town. Anything to add here, Tom?
No, just, you're right, they're just, these are named individuals with titles who are authorized under the policy. And because of the movements within the department, it needed to be updated, and this would do that.
Discussion. All right, Teresa?
Councilwoman Flood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard,
Yes.
Councilman Morelli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowitz,
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett.
Yes.
Resolution number 230 of 2022, a resolution appointing Heather N. Brody as a member of the Clifton Park Water Authority.
So moved.
Second. Oh, second by Ms. Waller. Heather has submitted her name, somebody who would like to serve the town on a volunteer basis. We do have an opening on the Water Authority. Heather is an attorney, and with any interaction that I've had with her, I know it's been very positive. She's very professional, grew up here, went to Shin, and is would be a valuable asset to the town or any other entity that works with the town as far as bringing her abilities and professionalism to any position. So therefore, I put a name forward for consideration. All right, discussion.
I would just add a few comments. From time to time, I have the opportunity to work with Heather in a family court setting. I've known her to be extremely competent, prepared, thoughtful, and well-spoken. She's certainly someone I would much rather have advocating with me than advocating against me, which happens from time to time, and is not a pleasant experience because Heather's very good at what she does. Through this resolution, we have an opportunity to have her advocating on our behalf, on our residents' behalf, and ultimately on behalf of the water authorities. I think she's to use Mike Warner's comment, a home run for that role.
Very good.
I agree, she's very enthusiastic about it. She reached out and we had a good conversation with her and she told me all about herself and she seems very confident and ready to go.
Very good. Susan?
Councilwoman Flood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Standard,
Yes.
Councilman Morelli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallowit,
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett.
Yes. All right. Any other business to come before the board this evening? All right, we'll go to public privilege. If you'd like to speak on a town matter, please raise your hand. We'll ask that you come forward. State your name and address for the record, and please keep to 5 minutes or less. Any takers this evening? Darlene, come on up. Oh, Jen.
I just had one question.
Oh, no, come on up, Darlene.
No, you can go first.
Oh, okay. Sure.
When will the bridge be finished?
A question on everybody's
I
mind.
was told that.
Yeah.
Well, we're still looking at mid-September.
Okay.
You know, I'm not gonna guarantee it's gonna be any certain day, but I get, DOT's been doing a great job and staying on track. The contractor's been great from all accounts. So it's been a very good project so far, and it'll be a very, very good day when that bridge reopens.
Yes, it's
Things have been coming along, and you had said mid-September
Mhm.
back before the work started, so.
Yeah, they've stayed on that. They've stayed right on it, so. Hopefully they'll have an announcement real soon where it's guaranteed that it's gonna be set and ready to go. But that will be a good day. So good question. Yes, Charlie? So you were the first customer the other day, weren't you? Or a
Yeah.
mechanic bill?
Yeah. Darlene McGraw. I live at North Point, town of Halfloom, but I guess town of Clifton Park, 'cause that's my zip code.
We'll take
Yes, I was the first customer at Park Ave Confectionery General
Yeah.
Store LLC. So yes, I was very proud. I support all of our small local businesses. A question that I had was for Farm Fest, how do we plan on handling the traffic, both vehicle and pedestrian traffic? Do we have any plans as far as like busing or anything for people to help with the vehicles and people that don't have access to vehicles, pedestrian? That's just a side thought wave.
Sure.
But more importantly, I've been advised by many individuals in our neighborhoods around here. You guys live in our neighborhoods in Clifton Park, and in certain neighborhoods off of Grooms Road by Lincoln Ave and Moe Road, Huntwood Drive, Balsam Way, and the Heritage Point neighborhood. There have been many vehicles that have had their tires slashed, potentially by teenagers, maybe in their 15 to 17-year-old age range. I am asking the town board to check into this, work with public safety, and also work with our parks department, maybe do a survey on trying to find out what to do, who's done it, but also what to do to prevent kids from doing this and to find different fun things to do around the town. And if people are having trouble affording things, try to figure out how to get the families so that they can afford fun things to do if that is a situation. I don't know what exactly is going on with this, but I wanted to make sure that the town board is advised that this is happening, where it's happening, because there's many people in these neighborhoods that are not here, they couldn't come, or they didn't feel comfortable enough coming and showing up. But I am letting you guys know that this is happening. There's pictures of it, people do have pictures of it, and I wanted to let you guys know that this is happening. And when you don't have a car, or when you have to get your tires on your car fixed, it's very hard for people to do this because they can't get around very well. I can't get around well without my trike. So I can only imagine people in these neighborhoods when there's no bus. The Flex bus doesn't go to these neighborhoods. So how are they getting around without their car when they have to wait for their tires to get fixed? So I wanted to make sure you guys know what's going on and how we can better help. So we can get this fixed. Thank you.
Thank you. As far as the traffic goes with Farm Fest, the two spots that get the most traffic, it seems, is Bowman's Orchards and Riverview Orchards. And they've made a lot of adjustments over the years to how their traffic patterns run, how people get in and eventually get out, where they park. They've expanded parking. So both of those businesses have done a great job over the years, gradually making changes to benefit people that are visiting. And so that way during crunch times when there's a lot of people there at one time, and I expect that to be the case, as long as the weather's halfway decent, I expect that to be the case on the 17th and 18th, that they'll be able to get people safely in and out. They usually have people that are there directing traffic as well. And we can also provide support through security if needed to assist them. But they do a great job on their own.
But please make it safer for those of us that are cycling and walking, because I want to be able to enjoy it and get there, but,
Well, yeah, you do need to be careful. It's in the more rural areas of town. So, there's no, you're on the road, and those roads are, it's not like 146, they're a little, they're not quite as wide, so you gotta be real careful in the more rural areas, there's no doubt about it. All right.
That's why I was saying, like, if we were working with, other, like maybe the school or something, or having like the senior center buses or something, so we can like have people carpool, because obviously, park your car somewhere, we can get more people on to get there, every half hour, whatever we want to work with, et cetera. Just always.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Councilwoman Flood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Standart?
Yes.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malowit?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.